Welcome back to the channel, guys. In this video we are going to build up our Team Corally Shiroi roller. If you remember from some of our previous videos, Miles has got the ready to run and we had this one as the roller. So it's nice of Team Corally that we've been hooked up with one of each, just so we can do a bit of a build on this one and we can compare what you get compared to the ready to run. Now for this one we're going to be using our Radiolink RC8X, which we've just got here ready. Absolutely brilliant controller, and it's got loads of model memory so we can fit all of our bashers on there. Brilliant. I hate having loads of controllers, so that's what we're going to use for that. I've got a Savox Servo that we already had in stock. I'll leave the specs in the description for that, guys. Really super duper fast one. I'm hoping it's going to be strong enough. If not, I have got another tasty 40 kilogram one, and we can put that in if the steering's not good enough on this one. We're going to run it on the included 16 tooth pinion. It comes with a 13 tooth and a 16. Miles is running the 13, so we're going to pop the 16 in this one, again, just so we can see how much faster, if any, it is. Rumours are 55 mile an hour on the 13 and about 62 on the 16. So that'll be interesting. We put the GPS on there, see if that is the case. And I've chosen the Max8 combo. So we're going to pop that in and see how she handles with that. So let's get the body off, get you in a bit closer. Let's get this stuff fitted. Right, so we're going to start off with putting the steering servo on. We've got this Savox one here. So we're going to pop that in. That's an SC1256TG. I had this out of another buggy. So we'll leave the specs in the description so you can see if you're going to fit one yourself. Really fast servo. I just hope it's got enough power, guys. I say if it doesn't, we have got another 40 kilogram unit, which is probably not going to be as fast, but will be more powerful. So the car comes fitted with the screws ready. So all we need to do is simply pop those out with our Allen key and we can get this servo fitted. So we've got the car upside down a minute, guys. There are 4 screws here, the countersunk ones. So we're just going to whip those out with an Allen key. And what that will allow us to do is take out this receiver box, because I don't know if you can see on the camera there, there's a little pathway there that the cable can come through from up underneath the servo and the ESC, and then we can get the radio wires into the box there. So let's go ahead and get that out. So we've got the receiver box out. I said there were 4 screws, there were actually 6, guys. There's another 2 on the other sides there, which we'll show you on the chassis when we pop them back in. But basically taking that out just gives us better access to the servo, and on the bottom there's a gap where we can thread neatly the servo lead through just over the top there, and then that can plug in the receiver. So before we put this back in the car, we'll get the ESC one routed under as well. Really important to note with this, guys, is that we had an issue with our other one, the ready to run, which is no by means a hate on Corally or anything. It's just a bit of info for you guys, so the same doesn't happen to you, really. There's no seal in the lid of this receiver box, so when that's on, it appears a very good fit, but obviously water can still get in. And in the box you get this aerial tube we mentioned in our unboxings with the little cap. Now this tube, you're meant to thread your aerial through from your receiver and pop it in the top of the box there. However, it's a very loose fit, and after like 2 seconds of running Miles is ready to run, this had actually come out. So water and moisture had actually got in the top of his one and caused the old magic smoke. I don't know if you can see it on the camera there, just on the back there. It actually got wet and shorted out the receiver. So we've had to fit a new receiver to the ready to run. So just be really conscious, guys, when you're using these cars, ready to run or the roller, you make sure you put that aerial tube on and you get it sealed up. So I'm going to put a little bit of grease around the top there, some Vaseline or marine grease, and then we're also going to seal up that, and we'll put some silicone glue in there when we put the aerial tube on, because you do not want water getting in there, guys. So make sure you seal that up. Alright, so we've got the Hobbywing Max8 mounted to the battery and ESC tray of the car. Simply 2 screws on the bottom of the tray, and there's one on the ESC holder there. So we'll pop that on the top of the car there, flip the car over, and then we'll pop those 3 screws back in. Really happy this has already come fitted with XT90s. I completely forgot to see what it came with. So for now we'll just put a jumper lead in that one, but going forwards we'll take it off because I'm only ever going to run 1 battery, guys. So we'll just have the one XT90, just save some of this spaghetti. So let's flip the car over, get the screw back in. Right guys, as you can see, we've got the Max8 mounted and we've got the Savox servo mounted. If we just flip the chassis upside down, you can see that we've had to do those 4 screws there, the littler ones, and these 2 slightly larger ones on the outside. And then on the other side, that one is under the ESC, and then these 2 here are what you need to take out to get this battery tray out there. So with all that out, you can fix your ESC down, route your cables under. Don't forget to put your switch in, obviously ours fitted perfectly in there. And you can run your cables through under the drivetrain for the ESC. One thing I will note is there's quite a distance, guys, for the ESC to run to your radio box. So luckily I'm just about going to have enough room there. So would it be nicer maybe if the battery and the ESC were the other way round? So you had your ESC at the front, so it was a less of a run to the receiver, but that's done. So we're going to get the receiver bound up now. We've got the nice new Radiolink one here, the R8FG, so we'll get that bound up to our RC8X controller. We'll get that fitted in, we can get the steering servo centered up, and then we're good to go to get the steering on. So moving on to our radio setup, guys, as we said, we're using the Radiolink RC8X controller. So really simple on this particular model, obviously yours will vary. Simply press into your settings, that's all our models we got set there. Another page of models, press the plus, there we go, we can add a new model. So if we just press delete on there, enter the model, Shiroi, confirm, then we're going to press it again, model select, confirm, there we go, back out of the menu, and you can see on the top there, it says Shiroi. So that's all set up now, channel 1, channel 2, fantastic. So we're just going to get that bound up to the receiver, simple to bind these guys. Turn your controller on, plug your receiver in, obviously you need your power from your ESC. Once that's all on, press and hold the little button on the end there, that'll rapidly flash. A couple of seconds later, it'll go solid green when it's bound to your controller. So I'm not going to do that on camera, guys, we've done it a million times, so we'll get that plugged in and we can get that steering set up. So you can see in there now, guys, we've got the servo nicely centered mechanically, so any little adjustments we can do digitally on the controller. But that is looking really, really good now. Loads of speed and power on that, guys. Really fast servo, that Savox one. So hopefully that'll suffice for the job. If not, like I say, we got another one, we can try that in there as well. So next step, let's get that motor fitted. Just jumped ahead a little bit now, guys. We've got the receiver bound up, the servo's all centered and working as you've just seen. I've gone ahead and put the Max8 motor in. I've got the 16 tooth pinion, which is supplied with the kit. The only thing I found with the 16 is it's right on the edge of this top adjustment, so I really don't think you could get any bigger in there, guys. So what we need to do now, we'll just get these wires run over into the ESC over the top there, and we'll get some cable ties, get a bit of cable management on. And we can set the endpoints on that ESC. But so far, guys, not too bad. Quite a bit of truck you need to remove to get everything fitted, like these side guards need to come off to get the motor in. You've got to take this top piece off, which that's not too bad. There's a little piece also that just covers over the end of the motor there. You need to pop that back on, and then this swings through, and there's a bar that goes through with a little rubber grommet thing on the end there. So we'll get all those put back together, and we'll set these endpoints. Alright guys, it's all in. The servo, the receiver, ESC and the motor. I've gone for the 16 tooth pinion, the speed gear, so it'll be really interesting to see when we get this out next to Miles' standard one, what the difference is. Don't forget that's running a 13, this is running a 16. Now I've gone for the Hobbywing Max8 because it's a 2050 motor, which is the same as the stock one. So given that historically Hobbywing will give you that little bit more edge on the power, it'll be interesting to see. Likewise, not a super fair test because they should be running the same pinion, but we'll have a look. Also, one of the other guys in our group has just fitted another system to his, same pinion, but he's got a 2000 kV motor, so again, that'll be quite interesting just to see how they perform. But we'll let you have a closer little look at how I've installed this in a second, but all being well, we'll get this straight out now and give it a good test. I fitted the Radiolink R8FG because that's got a gyro with it. Never used the gyro setting on these, so really easy to set up. Just get your receiver bound up, press the little bind button 3 times within 2 seconds, and that'll put it into the gyro mode, turn the gyro on or off essentially. You just need to make sure if the back of the car goes to the left, the steering wheels go the same direction, otherwise you're going to be making your drift worse. If you do need to change that, when it's in the gyro mode, another 2 presses on that bind button, that will reverse it. So super duper simple to use. And then on the RC8X controller, you've got a gain channel, so you can do -100, +100. Speaking of hundreds, we need to set the end points on the steering. Usually more is better. However, what you don't want to do is think, oh, I'll set it to 120 on the controller, and then that's too much. So essentially, where your steering is at its max throws, you don't want to be using any more servo to push against the servo saver. So we'll set that up in a second. I'll do that off camera. That's quite boring to watch, so just pressing buttons up and down to make sure your end points are right on the steering. We'll do another video on end points, guys. It's quite simple. So yeah, we're basically ready to rumble. So let's get the body on, get it bashing. Let's just give you one last look under the hood, guys, before we get it all dirty. Let's take this body off. Okay, so as we have seen, we've got the Hobbywing Max8 combo. Nice feature of this chassis is that it comes with a nice mounted switch holder there, so that keeps your switch all safe. We've got our 6S pack, obviously we'll velcro that in first. And we've got the Savox SC1256 servo. This one is a 20 kilogram, loads of speed on it. I'm just hoping that 20 kilograms is enough. If not, we'll swap it out for another one. Eagle eyes review will spot there's only 2 screws holding the receiver lid down. That's for a reason, in case we've got to change that servo, guys. We got the Hobbywing motor in the back there, the Max8. That's a 4278 motor. It's 2250 kV. Mistakenly said earlier it's a 2050, so apologies for that. It's actually 2250, so that should give us loads of power. Again, a nice feature of this chassis is this piece of plastic here supports the bottom of the motor can. So should you be jumping it, which you shouldn't really with a short course truck, but it's going to give the back of the motor a little bit of support there. So we're all fitted. We've got our motor calibrated right on the app, because this is a later one with a Bluetooth on it. We've done that. We've done our endpoints on the servo. We are good to go. Shame to get it dirty, guys, but it's got to be done. Alright guys, we are back on location at our motocross track, aptly found by Mario there. We've got 3 Team Corally Shirois. We've got my roller, which we built up with a Hobbywing Max8. Miles has got his ready to run, and Mario's got his with a surpass system in it. So, what are we thinking, man?
Stick them all together, see which one is going to outrun the other. Pretty much sure the Hobbywing's got it, but me and Adam run the 16 too, so
I reckon Milesy boy's going to be the one for the bash, you know, because he ain't shy, are you, Miles?
No.
And I'll have to pay for the damage, I would imagine.
Probably.
Let's see what they got, man. And there we go, guys. One last look at that before it gets sent. It's going to be a shame to wreck it, but here we go. So already we got some issues, guys. Not sure what's going on with Mario's. Don't know whether the motor's not up to it or the batteries are dead. And really annoyingly, Miles' servo's gone. Only the second ever run, guys. So obviously it happened on the first one. The steering servo's completely gone. Turn it on, absolutely nothing. So it's going to need a servo. So coupled with the receiver going, not very impressed with that. So we're going to have to get another servo in. Mario zooming around with his there. So let's get some footage of this Max8 one. Quite tricky to drive with one hand, guys. Oh, there we are, first roll. Seems to be loads of torque with this motor. I can't believe how much water's up here this week. That's very difficult to drive with one hand. We need to give Miles the camera, I think, guys. this thing absolutely rips on 6S, guys. This, I would say, is an awful lot quicker than the stock one. Obviously, we got a 2250 kV motor now rather than a 2050. And we're running the 16 tooth Pinion, but this thing absolutely rips. I was worried there wouldn't be quite as much torque off the mark with a bigger Pinion, but wow, it absolutely gets up and moves, guys. It's quite difficult to even keep in a straight line here. It's just skating around. Need to up the brake a little bit.
It's going faster in reverse.
So we got Miles driving now. Here we go. Let's get some sends, Miles. That really has got some legs, guys. It just picks up so fast. I've got a feeling I'm going to get absolutely soaked and filthy again today, guys. I am absolutely blown away by this thing. Oh, what an awesome car. Yep, absolutely covered me then. Spitting out all mud. Tumble wumble. I tell you what we can try, guys. We haven't tried the gyro settings. Let's try the gyro gain on that, Miles. Bring that controller over a minute. So what you can do on the Radiolink, guys, you can turn the gyro gain up a bit. So let's turn it up a bit more to, missing the thing there, to 50. Oh, bugger, let's go 60. Try that, Miles, see if that makes a difference. Stop the back end kicking out quite so much there, maybe. What do you think, dude? Any better? Oh, wow, I am absolutely filthy. I'll put myself on camera in a minute, guys, so you can see how filthy he's getting me. Oh, that body's taking a beating today. That really, really is moving. Here we go, Mario with his built-up roller, 2000 kV surpassed, guys, look at it go. Oh, goodness me, please land on your wheels. Yes. Yeah, lucky. Oh. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, send it. Here she comes. Whoa. Do you like him, huh? Beep. Beep. Off he goes. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Broken RC just on his back. Top sender. That is on the edge. As you can see, Mario is not shy with it, guys. Quick little check over, guys, after that first pack's gone through it. Everything seems in order there, no obvious breakages. Top's come off the aerial tube, but that was to be expected. All looking good. Let's get another pack in it, Miles. Alright, guys, my test pilot Miles is back in action. She's over again, guys, she's over again. Let's get a bit of footage. Nearly get run over by Mario. Whoa, carnage. These guys are not shy with these trucks today. That was a sudden stop. Just video my damage, guys, when we put a claim into Mario from Broken RC. Check his insurance details out later. Look at the state of that. Here he comes for another. Alright guys, Team Corally Shiroi. I'm going to pop my controller in a bag a second. No damage to it. It's had an absolute beating. If you can hear things getting a beating in the background, that's Mario with his. But really impressed with that, guys. You can see I got the gyro in it there, look. Set that up, handles a lot better with that in there. Max8, 16 tooth pinion, absolutely awesome. We have gone into the low voltage cutout a few times. I'm putting that down to the motor, probably pulling that big pinion, but we'll have a try. We'll put a fan on, we'll change the pinion, flip it around a bit, see what difference that makes. But that is absolutely awesome, guys. Thoroughly recommend it. Sorry the video's a bit short with the running, but it's absolutely freezing. I'm blowing a gale here in South Wales. So there it is, guys. Team Corally Shiroi Max8. Awesome car.